Hello, and in today's Mac programming tutorial, I'm going to give you a simple introduction to Apple's Core Animation API, which is a really nice API for doing quite involved animations in your Mac applications. Now, it's simple to get started with, but it can get very, very complex. I'm still learning it, and there's a lot to know, much more than I can cover in one video. So I'm going to give you a simple introduction today. All we're going to do today is take an app that I've already written and used in some previous videos that moves colours about, to instead of just changing the colours, move it so it transitions the colours from one value to another, called a core animation, property animation. And then in future videos we're going to look at keyframe animations, where you can change multiple values at a time, and physics-based animations and all this stuff. But yeah, we're just going to do a simple introduction to core animation today. Some concepts that we need to understand. You know that if you know anything about drawing on the Mac, you know that we draw on views. Views are the objects that we see in our application, and views allow us to draw pretty much anything. Well, because of the way animation works and objects that are animated are often on top of each other, changing at different times, we don't draw on views or animation, we draw on layers. Anything that you want to be animatable needs to be drawn on a core animation layer, and as a result, we also don't use the same technology that we use to draw on views. We use more specific kind of key paths and more specific properties to define what our layer looks like, because those specific properties know how to animate themselves. So that's the first thing we're going to do in this video, is convert our drawing code from normal views to layer-based views. Now, one slightly annoying thing about core animation is that whenever you draw stuff on layers, it assumes that you want to animate stuff, so it creates what's called implicit animations. Well, there are some things that you need to draw on layers to make them work. You might not want to be animated, so I'm going to show you first how to convert into layers, and then how to kind of disable the default behavior and just specify our own animations. So without further ado, let's look at the app that we're using. This is the app that I built in a previous video, and you can see if I click show custom color, it just changes this view to be redrawn with another color. So in this video we're going to animate that change. If I open the project here, we can see I've got my view open, and all we do is use a property observer. I've done previous videos on that. If you need to see that, to tell the view that every time this drawing fill variable is set, then the view needs to redisplay itself. And in terms of how it displays itself, we create a box that's the size of the view. We set the color to be drawn with, and then we fill in the color. Well, how do we convert this to layers? Well, the first thing you need to do is create a variable to kind of store and refer to our layer. So var, actually I can do I can let the layer be a bit more efficient, and I'm going to call it CL as in color layer, and just say that equals a CL layer. We can now do things to the layer just like I'm doing things to this box object. So rather than creating an object here, we're going to say that CL.frame is this box that was already equal to. So you can see converting your code from views to layers isn't really that difficult. This is where we set what the colour we want it to be and fill it. Well, we do that in a slightly different way when we use it. We're using layers because of the way core animation works and can only use certain properties. What we need to do is set a property on the layer itself to set the colour. So I'm going to get rid of these two lines and say CL dot background colour. Now you notice when I click that colour, you notice what value it's expecting, a CG colour, but we notice this is an NS colour, so that's not going to work if we pass that. Well, if we set this CG colour equals drawing fill, at the moment this wouldn't work because as you see that's an NS colour, but NS colour has a method on it that we can called CG colour that will convert our normal colour into a colour that Core Animation can use. So that's simple stuff. Now we're just setting the properties on our Core Animation layer here, but we're not actually added it to the view. Now how we're going to do that? Well, we're inside our view here, and every view has a layer property where we can add layers. I could just say layer equals here, but I'm not. I'm gonna, because this is animation and we could have more than one layer on top of each other. I'm gonna get the layer and say we're gonna get the main layer of the view, and we're gonna add a sub layer of this CL object. In terms of updating the display, every time the property is set, we don't want to say set new display anymore. That's a view method, but we still need to tell it that it needs to update itself. So the equivalent of that for layers is to say that the parent layer, so layer dot set needs display. If I run this, we're gonna see that our object is kind of just the same as before, but with some unintended results. So if I run this, we see that we've got the same view, but now if I say show custom color, we get an animated color change. And that all sounds great. Why do I need to explicitly set an animation if it just implicitly animates all this other stuff? Well, our draw rect gets called every time our view is resized. And what do we do in our thing? Well, we set the frame, and all these properties are animatable. So with the automatic animation, all of these properties are going to get animated. Let's look at what that's like. Well, if I resize this, we see that our view is moving too, which is probably not what we want. So we actually want to turn off all of the default animation. We're going to do that with whenever we set these values here, we're gonna wrap them in a special CA transaction. A transaction basically means a sequence of objects to the sent to the layer tree. I'm going to say for this transaction we want to set disable animations, and we want to set it to true because we don't want any animations for this initial thing. We want to define the animations, and then whenever we finish setting things that we don't want animation for, we want again call a method in CA transaction and say .commit. So now that we've made all our changes without actually having an animation, we've gotten rid of the default behavior. So what do we need to add an animation? Well, we're going to create ourselves an animation. So I'm going to say let soft change, as in soft change the color equals CA basic animation, and because we need to, in a CA basic animation, we need to set what value the animation is going from and what value is going to. We need to we need to know what those values are. So when do we want to do this transition? We'll want to do it anytime this drawing fill variable is changed, when someone changes the colour they want to draw it. So how do we do that? Well, we're not going to need to manually need to display anymore, because we're doing the transition. So we're going to get rid of that to start off with. And then now when we're inside our drawing fill, we're going to set the values for our animation. So we're going to say soft change, and the first thing we're going to specify is what value is it going from, and it's going from whatever the old value was, and that's the current value in this case, and that's an NS color, but we already see how to deal with that. We just convert it to a CG color, and what value is it going to? Well, it's going to whatever value it's just been set to. So drawing fill .cg color. Now what we can do other things that we couldn't do before, like it has a property called duration, so we can set the duration of this animation. This is in seconds, so I'm deliberately going to make it really long and say 10 seconds. Now, how do we actually add this animation to? We're basically going to add it to a queue of animations that can happen on the layer. So to do that, we're going to get a hold of the layer we added, so CL. I'm going to call a method on it that's add, and it wants to know what animation we want to add and for what key. For key basically means the property that we want to animate. So we want to add our soft change animation, and it's for the background color key. Now we should have our animation, our custom animation, all set up there. But if I run this, we're going to see an unintended result maybe. Now we don't have the problem with our animation trying to be run every time it's redrawn. And if I say show custom color, we will get the animation, but notice what's happened after the animation's done. It just snaps back to the old color. That's clearly not what we want. That's because core animation just handles the display. That animation just handles display. But if we want the end value to be something different, we actually need to set the end value separately. So once that animation is finished, we want to say that the actual persistent background color of our core animation layer is now that new value. Now if I rerun this, we do indeed have the proper behaviour. And if we resize, we don't get that awkward kind of animated resizing. So that was a simple example of how to implement core animation for a simple property based change. What you want to do is convert all your drawing to layers, and then probably disable the default animation by calling CA transaction disable all actions, and then create your own animation to change whatever you want to change, and then add that whenever add that to a layer whenever your value will have changed. So that was a simple introduction to core animation. We're gonna go into it a lot more in the future, but I hope that was a useful start to really show you how powerful this framework is. Thanks for watching.